New South Wales and Queensland are in for a dangerously wild weekend as wet weather lashes the eastern states. A severe weather system is putting state emergency services on high alert as the Bureau of Meteorology announced a string of warnings and a minister makes danger day warning. Wild weather paints bleak picture for the weekend. The Bureau announced a severe weather warning as damaging winds and heavy rainfall are set to hit metropolitan Sydney and parts of the Hunter, Illawarra, Central Tablelands, and South Coast forecast districts. 6 hourly rainfall totals of 30 to 50 millimeters are predicted in the regions, with isolated areas expected to receive up to 70 millimeters. As the severe weather pattern moves across the state, a string of warnings from Newcastle to Nowra and inland as far as Bathurst have been called. A surface trough is drawing humid, tropical air over New South Wales. A low-pressure center is expected to deepen within the trough today and then cross the coast late today or early Sunday before rapidly moving offshore by late Sunday, the Bureau said. The Bureau of Meteorology's Helen Kirkup on Friday warned that there was a risk of flash flooding. After a soggy week in NSW, heavy falls on already saturated grounds would heighten the risk of landslides and debris falling across roads, Kirkup said. Flash flood warnings are also in place for parts of western Sydney, as well as the following catchments: Nepean, Hawkesbury, Namoy, Macquarie, Bogan, Lachlan, Murrumbidgee, Murray, Edward, Kalgoa, Burry, Buckera, Wargo, Peru, Barwon, Darling, and McIntyre rivers. We're expecting a tough weekend. The SES is already reallocating resources to where the higher risk areas are, NSW Premier Dominic Perrottet said. Damaging winds are forecast through the Sydney metropolitan and Illawarra coast on Saturday through to Sunday morning, with winds of 60 to 70 km per hour and peak gusts of more than 90 km per hour. Gale force strong wind warnings for Sunday have been announced for the Hunter Coast, Sydney Coast, and Illawarra Coast. Strong wind warnings across the weekend were also called for Sydney enclosed waters, Coffs Coast, Macquarie Coast, Hunter Coast, Sydney Coast, Illawarra Coast, and Batemans Coast, Byron Coast, and Eden Coast. The SES advises residents in affected areas to move vehicles under cover or away from trees, secure or move loose items around your house and property, and keep at least 8 meters away from fallen power lines. Free sandbags for at-risk areas. The State Emergency Operations Center opened at Homebush, NSW police said on Saturday, so experts could monitor the situation and coordinate a whole-of-government response. Campers at the Bathurst 1000 have been warned of muddy, stormy and potentially dangerous conditions, with heavy falls predicted across Mount Panorama on Saturday and Sunday. Up to 100 millimeters could fall on the tens of thousands of fans expected to attend, potentially leading to flooding along the Macquarie River in Bathurst. Free sandbags are available in the town, while volunteers are checking in with residents and tourists camping near the river. NSW Minister for Emergency Services Steph Cook warned of the weather to come, saying Saturday was the danger day, and urged residents to take the forecast seriously. The risk of complacency is always something that we worry about, Cook said. NSW Deputy Premier Paul Toole added that if residents receive a knock on their door and are asked to evacuate, do it then and there. We don't want you to actually think I'll do it in the night, Toole said. On the Hawkesbury where SES efforts are being focused, residents are hoping for the best. In the last flood, my place went under, purely because of this, Richmond resident Rob Buchanan told 7 News. I think we're anxious, tomorrow's a big day, a big concern, Richmond resident Gendy Perry-O'Keeton told 7 News. Hail and storms set for Queensland. Queenslanders in the southeast of the state will also cop a serious lashing, with the Bureau forecasting damaging winds, large hail and heavy rainfall. Cunnamulla, Quilpie and Windora are set to see the brunt of it. Moderate flood warnings have been called for the Bulu River and Peru River, and minor flood warnings are set for the Barcoo River and Cooper Creek, Buckera River, McIntyre River, and Weir River. Southern inland Queensland catchments are on flood watch. The Bureau says rain in the region mounting since Thursday will reach its peak on Saturday. With OP.